What's going on, people, and welcome to my match preview for tomorrow's FA Cup final, Manchester Derby, Manchester United versus Manchester City. Look, I'm not confident. I think, as I said, leading up to this, it's going to take lucky decisions from the referee and the officials. It's going to take rubber to green in terms of just things in the gameplay, touches, people making mistakes. And I still think even then it's going to be really difficult to take City out. I think we could, because we do have a pretty decent record against them, even in recent years in different games, even when we've been up against it. So I do think we can beat them, but the way they're playing at the moment, the depth they have, the quality, goals from all around in the team. Haaland's had a fantastic season, but he's not just the only one scoring goals. And I think people forget that, and it gets overshadowed that his goals take over. But there's a lot of people in that team that score goals. So I personally feel like we will lose the final. I hate to say it. I think we could probably take it to penalties if we're at it, and even maybe win it in extra time, but I think penalties is the more realistic. My prediction is, I think it's going to go to penalties, and I think they'll beat us on penalties. And I think if we make it to penalties, we'll be lucky. So it's a bit optimistic, even though we end up losing in my head. To get to penalties is an achievement in itself, in my opinion, against that team, because they are one of the best teams I've ever seen. Haaland is just a ridiculous goal-scoring machine. I think he's going to have an even stronger season next year. De Bruyne, I think, is the best midfielder ever in the Premier League history, and I put him above Lampard, Scholes, Gerrard. I put him above them already. Gundogan, obviously the captain, it's so underrated, and he might be leaving soon, but this could be his final farewell if he is going. Scores crucial, high, tense, pressure moments. He comes up all the time for them. Stones, if he's playing in midfield, he's proved that he can get goals, and he can get goals from centre-back anyway. Walker at right-back with his pace. They're just a really, really solid outfit. The way Pep has them, he's not scared to rotate, and he fully trusts in the whole squad, not just the starting 11. And that rewards him, because they 9 times out of 10 answer to that call. So, as I said, I think they will beat us. I think if we can take it to penalties, it's an achievement in itself, even if we lose it. Obviously, I'll be gutted if we do, and when we lose it on penalties, because I think it's a bit crueler. I'd rather lose in normal time or extra time than get to penalties and lose. Score-wise, I'm going to go 1-1 normal time. Extra time, 1-1, and then penalties, I think they beat us. So that's my prediction. As for my lineup, De Gea, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Varane and Lindelof, and Luke Shaw. And then in the midfield, I'd go Casemiro and Fred. Obviously, there's no Martial and no Antony either. So bearing that in mind, I've got Sancho on the right, Bruno at 10, Garnacho on the left, and Rashford at number 9. Now, I'm not a fan of Rashford at 9. I don't think he can really play there. But I don't want Weghorst playing there. He's the only other option, and I don't want him playing. He's not good enough. And at least with Rashford in the number 9 position, there could be the odd moment where he can get him behind. It might not happen. They might just tie him up. But there is the chance on 1 or 2 occasions where we might catch them with his pace. If you play Weghorst, he's not good at holding it up for a guy that should be of his size. He's got no pace, and he's just poor. He can't hit the target. And Rashford went on that couple of months where he was one of the best players in the world in terms of just goals. That has drifted away. But I think he's our best option tomorrow, considering no Martial and no Antony. I'm not too concerned about the Antony thing, because I'm not a fan of him. But Martial, I think, is a big miss. But I still rather Rashford at 9 than Weghorst. So that is my thinking behind my lineup. I hope Garnacho gets a start. He deserves it, in my opinion. He's one of our best players, despite his age. He's got the mentality, and he comes up trumps for us. So that would be my lineup I'd go with. Maybe you could throw Eriksen in for someone, but I would stick with what I've got. But as I said, even with this team, I still think City are going to do it. But just for the treble's sake, because I think they will beat Inter Milan in the Champions League final, I think just for that, hopefully we can beat them tomorrow, because they're going to equal this treble that stood since '99. And for our neighbours to do that. It's bad enough if someone like a Chelsea or an Arsenal or someone does it. But when your neighbours do it, that haven't got a history like you've got, and could then just go on to create more history and possibly doing it again, or a quadruple, it's worrying times. So it's do or die tomorrow in terms of history. And I hope the players realise that. I think they do. And as I said, who knows? Football's crazy. Anything can happen. And we definitely could beat them on our day. But it's going to take a lot of things going our way. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. 3 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. I'm excited for it. But I'm also not having huge expectations. But if we can stop them doing a treble, I'll be smiling till I'm gone. Have a good one, guys. I'll see you soon.